It's not over yet. But
Well, not surprised because we thought it was possible. It depends on how the votes would coalesce with the other candidates. I thought that maybe a couple of the other candidates would run a little stronger than they have run, but so I'm not surprised. Because it's a numbers game. It depends on who get the vote out and how that vote coalesce.
win, lose, or draw. I mean, I guess just lose. I guess if whether it's in a runoff or in tonight. Do you have other political plans? I mean, is this your last hurrah in politics, or do you expect to be back?
I hadn't even thought about that. I really haven't. Like I said, 7 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever it was, I left the office in December of '07. I never anticipated competing for a municipal race again, but the opportunity presented itself, and people encouraged me to run. And I thought I still had some gas in the tank and still had fire in the belly, and thought I had something to contribute. So I offered my service, and the citizen responded, and I really appreciate the hard work that they have put in, and I appreciate those who did go to the polls and vote for me.
I was doing sort of a rough count. It looks like 3/4 of the polls are in, and there's about 20,000 or so voters, looks like total. I mean, for considering the importance of this election, I mean, just as a Maconite, not even as a candidate, is that pretty disappointing?
It really is. It really is, given the importance of this election. I just don't know what more we could have done. My campaign, we didn't have enough money to get on the air and do some of the other things that drive voters. We had to, we mounted a ground game, and we were very satisfied with that ground game. But having said that, I am disappointed that such an important election, that so few people would find it necessary to go out and vote. I really am.
Given that, if you are in the runoff, how challenging is it going to be to get people back to the polls for that runoff?
Well, what we have to do is find out those who went and those who didn't go, and we have to go after both of them. Both of those groups, the one who went, obviously, and the ones who didn't go, and try to motivate them to go and do what we can to go out and exercise their right. And we'll start doing that. Should we be fortunate enough to be in the runoff, we'll start that day one, tomorrow morning.
Have you followed any of the commission races now as the results are coming in?
I really haven't. When I say followed them, I looked at them and noticed, I don't know percentage, I noticed that Henry Fickling was ahead in his race.
Right.
And Ada Roberts, I noticed that she was behind Ed D4.
Right.
And I noticed that, of course, Gary Becker, I don't think that was any surprise there at all, that he would win that race at ease. He advertised himself as a Republican, even on his things, on his yard signs, and he's running in a predominantly Republican district. So I don't find any surprise there at all.